You know that feeling, right? You walk into a room, maybe it's your own, and you see the clutter, and one word just pops into your head: lazy. It's such an easy label to slap on. But what if I told you that mess is actually telling a much, much deeper story? Today, we're going to get into the hidden psychology of a messy room, and honestly, what we find might just change how you see that pile of clothes forever.
So let's just dive right into the big question here. Is it really just about being lazy? A simple failure to clean up? I mean, for a long time, that's pretty much what everyone thought. But modern psychology offers a way more interesting and frankly, a much more compassionate way to look at it.
And this slide really lays it out. The old view is super judgmental, right? It treats a mess like it's some kind of moral failing. But the new view, it completely flips the script. It says, hey, hold on. What we're seeing on the outside is just a reflection of what's going on inside. We're talking about things like mental fatigue and this really important concept called cognitive load. So what the heck is cognitive load? Okay, think of your brain like a computer with a bunch of tabs open. When you have way too many tabs open, what happens? The whole system starts to lag, right? That's cognitive load. It's when your brain is just maxed out, overwhelmed with stress or work or just life. And when that happens, the first things to go offline are the hard tasks, what psychologists call executive functions, things like planning, making decisions, and organizing. All of a sudden, tidying up doesn't feel like a simple chore. It feels like trying to climb a mountain.
So this idea of cognitive load really helps us move past that simple lazy label. But here's the thing, it's not a one-size-fits-all deal. In fact, the source material for this explainer breaks it down into 3 really distinct archetypes, 3 completely different stories that a messy room can tell.
First up, we've got one that a lot of us might recognize, maybe even in ourselves. It's the creative chaos maker. And let's be clear, this is not just random mess. This is the byproduct of a mind that is firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Their mind is too busy building worlds to notice the floor. Just picture an artist lost in their work, a writer deep into a novel, an inventor sketching out a plan. All their mental energy is focused on creating something new. The physical world around them, it just kind of disappears. It's not important.
So for the creative chaos maker, those piles of books and scattered papers aren't just clutter. No way. They're evidence of an active, engaged brain. Their focus is all on their internal world, and the room is just the workshop where it all happens. They simply value innovation and new ideas way more than they value a perfectly tidy space.
Now, let's shift gears to our second archetype. This one comes from a totally different place internally. Meet the burned-out survivor. And for this person, the mess isn't about creating something, it's about being completely and totally drained.
This quote is just so powerful. It reframes the whole situation. The room isn't a failure, it's a fortress. When you're dealing with burnout or intense stress, the outside world can feel like a constant attack. So the clutter becomes a physical barrier, a shield to keep all those demands out.
And what's absolutely crucial to get here is that this is not about not wanting to clean, it's about not being able to. Tidying takes energy and decision-making, 2 things that someone who is burned out has none of. Their battery is at 0. The mess is literally a physical sign of their mental exhaustion. And that room, it's a necessary retreat. It's the one place they can go to just survive.
Okay, our final archetype is driven by something else entirely, memory and powerful emotion. This is the sentimental clinger. And for them, objects are so much more than just things.
This phrase really gets to the core of it. We're not talking about hoarding in a clinical way. We're talking about a really deep human need to connect with our own past. For this person, every little thing, a concert ticket, an old t-shirt, a greeting card, is a container for a memory, a feeling, or a person they love.
So for the sentimental clinger, cleaning up isn't just sorting through stuff, it's sorting through their entire life story. And letting go of an item can feel like literally erasing a memory or losing a piece of who they are. Their space becomes a physical archive of their life, a nest built from the past that gives them a huge sense of comfort and security. So we've met the creator, the survivor, and the archivist. 3 totally different people, 3 totally different stories, all resulting in a messy room. So what does it all mean when you put it together? This table sums it up perfectly. For the creative chaos maker, their internal world is buzzing and innovative, so clutter is just the byproduct of creation. For the burned out survivor, they're exhausted and overwhelmed inside, so the clutter becomes a protective shield. And for the sentimental clinger, their internal world is nostalgic and emotional, so their clutter is a living archive of memories. And really, this is the biggest takeaway. The clutter itself isn't the problem. It's a signal. It's a symptom of what's really going on inside. It's a story that our environment is telling us about our mental and emotional state, if we're willing to listen.
And that leaves us with one last big question for you to think about. Instead of judging the mess, what if we just got curious about it? So whether it's your own space or someone else's, maybe it's time to just take a second and ask, what story is this space trying to tell me?